To conduct today's meeting, we have an amazing leader, a person who worked in the health and safety industry, is in Riyadh for the last 5 years. To conduct today's meeting, just give me a second. We have an amazing leader. He works with the health and safety industry. He works in the MOPCO construction as a HSC professional. Is in Riyadh for the last 5 years. And we all seen his leadership skill while he was the event chair of the drawing competition, which led to the formation of our TAJ Gavels Club. Let me welcome our dynamic leader, Toastmaster Sunil Idikula, as a Toastmaster of the evening. Toastmaster Sunil, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your generous introduction. To stay healthy, start being happy first, because your gift will affect your health badly. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, a warm good evening to you, all of you. Stay happy, stay healthy. What a theme we selected for today's meeting. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. With this quote of Lyndon B. Johnson, let me start my role as facilitator. We have many new faces, so I will explain what we do in a typical Toastmaster meeting. There are three main parts of this meeting: prepared speech, table topic, and evaluation. What is prepared? This part of this program is the member who have worked several days as per the project criteria and manual. Coming to the table topic, is a practice in impromptu speaking for at least 1 minute on a topic without any preparation. This is usually the members who is not participating prepared speech, because everybody will get the chance to speak while our meeting on. Third session is evaluation. In this part of the program, all that we do in the meeting is evaluated and provide instant feedback in a positive, so that the speaker looks forward to speak again. Apart from that, the general evaluator will provide the evaluation for entire session. Before start the meeting, Dr. Sundar, there is any changes in the agenda?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. There will be just a small change. Since Toastmaster Salahuddin is joining late, we will be starting with speaker number 2 as the first speaker. And as and when Toastmaster Salahuddin joins, we will be giving his speech. A note for the evaluators as well. So speaker number 2 will be the first speaker.
Thank you, sir. Every successful program, we require several Toastmasters. We have some leaders. They are going to help us to this meeting going to be a great success. We already met our webmaster. Now, our accountant. Today's accountant will be Toastmaster Karthikeyan. Toastmaster Karthik, could you please explain your role?
Good evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pass filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including a, and ir. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, or this mean. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. Thank you. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. Our next leader, our grammarian. Our grammarian tonight is Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir. Toastmaster Shakir, could you please explain your role?
Presiding officer, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. I will give the grammarian report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir. Moving on, saving our timer. Today's timer is Toastmaster Jabar Ali. Mr. Timer, could you please explain your role? Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the prepared speeches, table topic speakers, and the evaluators. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denotes specific time remaining. Those giving prepared speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. Green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and red card at 6 minutes. Most of the speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. Green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks between 1 to 2 minutes. Green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. The individual evaluators should be between 2 to 3 minutes. Green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 3 minutes. For speeches, table topic evaluation, the speakers have 30 seconds to wrap up their presentation after their red card. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jabar Ali. Moving on, our word counter. Today's word counter, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. Dr. Sundar, could you please explain your role?
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. As your word counter, I'll be helping you select the best speaker, the best evaluator, the best meeting leader, and the best of big three. So we'll be doing the voting by using a Google Forms link, which will be shared to you after the end of each session to vote for the best speaker or meeting leader or whomsoever it is, whom you feel did his or her role to the best of abilities. And I will not be voting until and unless there is a need to break a tie. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Well, today we are in 2021. As we all know that we are facing an ongoing situation, that pandemic period. 1 year ago, when this pandemic's outbreaks start, we are really shocked. And we all don't know what we do and what's happening in this entire world. Then slowly and gradually we come to the normal life, but there is some restrictions that there. Today, our meeting, we have 5 brilliant and energetic speaking slot. Before starting our prepared speech meeting.
A point of order.
Sir.
Toastmaster Sunil, before we start the prepared speech, we actually forgot to publish a magazine. Our second quarter magazine is ready. So we'd like to publish it now. So just 2 minutes. Now I would like to call our chief editor for the second quarter, Toastmaster Shijamon to publish the second quarter TAJ magazine. So, Toastmaster Shijamon, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai. First of all, I want to give me the chance to the TAJ president and all ExCom to be as a magazine editor. And I want to appreciate all other Toastmasters, those who share their articles, especially our Gavel club. They contributed a lot of artwork and articles. And from my side, it was little delay because of my personal and professional difficulties. Thank God, anyway, I will overcome. I already overcome it. I hope I can join with you without any delay. Without any delay, I am sharing our Volume 2 magazine. It's a covering page with all the headings, editorial message, presidential note, our ExCom, and our club contest winners, article from Toastmaster Arunachalam, then article from Toastmaster Hussain, creativity from our Gavel club, from our Area 6 director, a research project from Toastmaster Jijokoshi, article from Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai, Toastmaster Manas Al-Buhari, from our ex-president Toastmaster Sherin Jos, another creativity from Gavel's club, from Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, another creativity from Toastmaster Sunil Idikula, again creativity, and DTM Gururajan Rajagopalan. From Gavel Club President, Toastmaster Arun Aditya. Yeah, that's our magazine for Volume 2. Thank you, and back to you, President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shijamon. We really appreciate your efforts. We know that we are going through a tough situation, but you found time and published the TAJ magazine. Congratulations. Dear Toastmasters, let's give him a big round of applause. I'm sure that you'll coordinate with our Vice President, Public Relations, and share the magazine in our main group very soon. Thank you so much. And we are also started work for our collecting article for our last quarter, the third quarter. And our Vice President, Public Relations will be in contact with you and give you more information. Thank you so much. And back to you, the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster, our Mr. President. Before start our formal meeting session, we shall go for some introduction about today's theme. Stay happy, stay healthy. How do you define happy? Do you have any answer for that? Okay. Happiness is an emotional state characterized by feeling of joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Coming to the health. How do you define health? The state of being free from illness and injury. That is we call for health. So that means health is the biggest wealth. It helps you to enjoy all the little things in life. If one is not healthy, they fail to feel happy. Being unhappy can impact the health of people around of you too. Think in this way. Imagine you are in a car. Your engine is working good. Transmission is also good. But your brake is not working properly. That means your brake is not working properly. It doesn't matter how good your engine, how good your tire and everything. This is same like us life. So what are the things we can make you happy? First thing, practice daily gratitude. Surround yourself with great persons. Practice regular act of kindness. Spend more time with your family and friends. Invest in experience, not objects. Coming to the next, how we can make good health. To be truly a good person, a healthy person, you have to eat well, drink plenty of water, sleep on time, wake up on time, do your exercise regularly, enjoy your leisure time with some hobbies, readings, and all the things. So now let's start our prepared speech session. The first speaker is going to speak from L3P3, Pathway from Innovative Planning. Before we call for the first speaker, may I request our speaker's evaluator, Toastmaster Manas Al-Bukhari, to read the objectives of the speech, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. The purpose of this project, from Focus on the Positive, which is an elective project from level 3, is for the member to practice being aware of his thoughts and feelings, as well as the impact of his response on others. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share his experience completing the project. Wish him all success. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. This speaker is one of the highly energetic Toastmaster. Rejoined TAJ a few months ago, currently working as Global Planning and Control Manager at Bahari Logistic Corporate Office. Prior to coming to Riyadh, worked as Marketing Manager in Baltimore for 18 years. Served as President and Vice Chairman of Washington Metropolitan Cricket Board. In his own words, the best position I have enjoyed is the role of dad, my son and daughter. His ambition is to become an international speaker. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikar to, and the speech title is Being Proactive. Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikar, the stage is yours.
Am I visible?
Perfect.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Can you go back a little bit? Yeah.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. Being proactive, it's one of the ways to be propitious as well. how to be proactive when you can't change what happened. How can I respond from a place of clarity and strength rather than continuing to react in anger and frustrations to the painful experiences we have been forced to live through? Think about that question for a moment. Think about it again and sit with it. Every time you are tempted to react in the same old way, pause for a few seconds. Take a few deep breaths and make space for healthy change. Healthy change. It's time to consciously redirect our focus by taking it away from something unchangeable that drags us down and instead zero it in on something small and actionable that moves you forward in the present moment. Nothing is stopping you right now. Nothing is holding you back but your own thoughts and reactions to how life is. Don't you guys have the same thoughts more often how life is? Of course, you may not be responsible for everything that happened to you in past or everything that's happening to you today. But you need to be responsible for undoing the thinking and behavior patterns these circumstances create. It's about thinking better so you can ultimately live better. The key is to understand that no matter what happens, you can choose your response, which dictates pretty much everything that happens next. Truly, the greatest weapon you have against anxiety, negativity, and stress is your ability to pause, breathe, and choose one present response over another. To train your mind to make the best of what we have got in front of you, even when it's far less than you expected. You may fall down. You always have a choice how you react. Yes, you can change the way you think and respond. And once you do, you can master a new way to be. The bottom line is that life will get better when you get better. Start investing in yourself mentally and then physically. Make it a priority to learn and grow a little bit of every day by building positive rituals and sticking to them. The stronger you grow and become, the better your life will feel in the long run. Mental strength is built through lots of small daily victories. It's the individual choices we make day in, day out, from past till today, that builds our mental strength. We all want this kind of strength, but we can't wish our way to it. If you want it, you have to create positive daily rituals. Rituals, those are mind-strengthening rituals in your life that reinforces what you desire. So when I first landed in Riyadh, and this is a funny story, when I first landed in Riyadh, the taxi driver's experience, what I got, was really funny and heart-touching. Everyone was a victim of somebody else's wrongdoing. And I literally was getting sucked up in all those attention for pity kind of stories. Then I just took upon myself. I said, you know what, this is enough. I don't want. Well, first, I don't want to change the way I want to travel and move. So I came up with an idea. One day, I took the phone and I kept like a selfie. And I said to this guy, hey, good afternoon. And this guy's like, good afternoon. I said, well, my wife has requested me that if I send her 50 songs sung in front of 50 different strangers, 50 different songs, only then she will join me. And I miss her desperately. I need your help. Can you please help me? And this guy was super excited. He said, oh, I have to help him to bring his wife here? Wow. And he said, well, what can I do, sir? He's not even asking. What's the cost? What is associated with it? I said, well, I will sing the song. You will be my judge. Can you do that? And he said, yeah, sure. And I think, trust me, I have almost 40 to 50 videos created in front of that audience. None of them was negative. All of them rated me above 9 and 10, but trust me, I don't sing that good. But then that was very comforting. And I got rid of any of those negativities which I used to experience in the morning. The conversation starts with them being judging me, enjoying the song, and I did what I thoroughly enjoyed, singing. And guess what? I got the audience as well. So this was one of the proactive way, which again, those videos my wife enjoys more than what I do. In fact, my daughter, I think she goes and she rather boasts with her friends. This is what my dad did. But that is one of the beautiful memories I have from Riyadh. So think about the common difficulties we as human deals in our life, from lack of presence to lack of exercise to unhealthy diets to procrastination, so on and so forth. In most cases, difficulties lies, these are not caused by a physical ailment, but it's the weakness of the mind. Just like every muscle in the body, the mind needs to be exercised to gain strength. It needs to be worked consistently to grow and develop over time. If you haven't pushed yourself in 100 of little ways, over time, of course, you will crumble. So if you're looking for a happy ending and can't seem to find one, maybe it's time to start looking for a new beginning. Be proactive and understand that the greater part of your misery or unhappiness is determined not by your circumstances, but by your attitude. So smile. Smile at those who often try to mess with you or hurt you. Show them what's missing in their life and what they can take away from you. If you believe in the attitude of gratitude, continue practicing it. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikan. Moving ahead. We'll call for the next speaker, second speaker. Before we call the second speaker, may I request the second speaker, evaluator, Toastmaster Nandu Kotarak, to explain the role, to explain the objectives of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and my dear friends. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Thank you. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandu. This speaker is very new in Toastmaster fraternity, and he will introduce by himself when he is on stage because he is doing his icebreaker speech. Please help me welcome
Hello.
Abdul Latif Salahuddin. And the speech title is Be an Obedient Son. Toastmaster Abdul Latif Salahuddin, the stage is yours.
Am I audible?
Yeah, okay.
Just a point of order. Mr. Timer, please make note that the timing shall start from the start of the speech, which can be a verbal action or a physical action.
Toastmasters, guests. My name is Salahuddin. I'm from Calicut district of Kerala. I have 3 daughters and a son. I have been living in this country for the last 30 years, and I'm a big fan of badminton. And my education. Before I'm going to talk about my educational qualification, I must share a few words about my college life. It was a very famous college, namely Farouk College, which is located very close to my house. At the front entrance of this college, there was a small restaurant called TAJ. That was my classroom. Dear Toastmasters, I wasted all my childhood and adulthood in the darkness of ignorance without knowing what's going on around me. My friend circle was like that. My dad kept on telling me to study, though he didn't know what to study. He also warned me, you will repent one day if you don't study. Unfortunately, I was not influenced by the advice of my illiterate parents. Finally, somehow, I could manage to continue till the 10th standard. I never opened the books. Then I dropped out of the school later. After that, I worked in many places in India and Saudi Arabia for about 14 years. It was a miserable time in my life. In the year 1998, when I got a golden opportunity, that was one of the advertising company. One of my friends took me there for an interview. I was sitting in the conference hall. A tall man in his 60s entered in. His voice was elegant. He asked me something in English which I couldn't find out in the Rapidex that I bought it from the railway station on my way to Saudi Arabia. I was sweating, shivering. While he was waiting for my reply, he got a call. Then I thought, yes, this is the right time to sneak out of the office. When I was about to leave, I had a sound. Wait, Salahuddin, can you speak Hindi? Feeling relieved, I came out. I said, sir, I can speak Hindi very well. Fine, you can join us tomorrow. Friends, this incident was a big shock for me then, and later an insight into the study of English language. I had long years of happiness in my life till I was laid off in 2017. It was then the voice of my dad evoked my mind again. He said, you will repent one day if you don't study. I was so upset the moment I lost my job. I realized that I had no time left in my life to achieve something. As I'm stepping into 50. Dear Toastmasters, there comes my sportsman spirit. I thought the person who takes the badminton racket only at the age of 37 could become a better player and a coach. The person who was overweighted 86 kilo could reduce to 70 kilo. The man whose dedication contributed an immense support to his son becoming a Kerala state badminton champion for the consecutive 2 years. The man whose crazy passion led to the formation of Toastmasters. There is no pain, there is no gain. It was exactly in April 2020 when I made a call to my dad. It was an amazing call. I said, Dad, your son passed the 10th exam today. Yes, Toastmasters. I passed the 10th exam from the National Institute of Open Schooling. And I have taken a strong decision to continue my education. Right now, I'm a +2 student and a proud member of TAJ family. Back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Salahuddin. Moving ahead, our third speech is L3P3, Pathway from Leadership Development. Before we call the third speaker, may I request the third speaker evaluator, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, to read the objectives of speech, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that's a story. Speech title, The Family Man. Speech length, 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi. Our third speaker is our humorous champion from our area, currently working in Riyadh Pharma, past 10 years as a senior production executive. He have 2 lovely kids and only 1 wife. And the speech title is The Family Man. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Maya Krishnan Gunashekaran. Toastmaster Maya, the stage is yours.
Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible?
No.
Your voice is too low. Can you be a bit louder?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, it's still also very low. Maybe you can adjust your mic setting.
Now it's okay.
It is still very low, very feeble.
Just wait, I will use the headphone only. Am I audible now?
It's excellent.
Please.
A man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. Dear fellow Toastmaster, guest, Gavin, a warm good evening to all. 2010, when I was selected for Riyadh Pharma Company, my wife said that, please don't go abroad. Stay with us, do some work in local. Maybe you are thinking, my wife is too much love and care about me. Sorry, my dear friend. Actually, if I go abroad, nobody is there for washing my children's clothes, washing utensils, school pick up and drop off my children, buying grocery item from local store.
That's why my wife always refused me to go outside the country. But my aim was very high to reach the apex position in life. Just I want to remind one quote. You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stone at every dog that barks. But this time strongly I told her, I want to go abroad. Already you know I have some financial issues. Please cooperate with me this situation. Finally, my wife accepted and she put one condition. We will also come with you. It's okay. Just wait for a few months. Once I settle in Riyadh, I will call you. After 6 months, I discussed with my manager about my housing. Sir, currently I am staying in company accommodation. Can you provide me HRA? It's very useful for me to bring my family here. The manager said, yeah, it's very useful for you. But think about company situation. The staff who are working more than 5 years, still they didn't get the HRA. They are staying in the villa. Maya, you are joined recently and you are asking about the HRA. Anyway, I will discuss with the management meeting. Just you do your best. My wife keep on calling and asking about what about HRA. I said, please don't put me in the pressure condition. Just wait for a few months. Sure, company, they will provide HRA. After 3 months, my manager suddenly, he passed the pink paper and he's gone to other company. I was clueless. Immediately, I switch off my mobile. You know why? After 15 days, one new manager joined my company. I went and I asked about my housing. He said, Maya, recently I joined this company. First, I want to see your work. Based upon your performance, surely I will recommend for HRA. Just you work very hard. I worked very hard continuously to get a housing. To get a housing. One day he called me, Maya, do you have a driving license? No, sir. If you don't have a car driving license, how can you manage? Suppose if you bring your family here, better try to get a license. The next day, I went to modern driving school, which is located in Abdullah city. It's nearly 2 hours from my place to Abdullah city travels. It's very difficult for me. Anyway, I applied for driving license. The trainer said, initially, you have to come 15 days. Then main test will be there after that. 15 days? Sir, 15 days is not enough for me. Minimum 150 days is required for me because I don't have any basic knowledge of car. The trainer said, my dear friend, we are giving training for car, not a flight. Everyone should be 15 days only training. After successfully completed 15 days, they said main test will be Sunday morning, 8 o'clock. Be on short time. I was little bit nervous. In front of driving Suruta, it's difficult for me. Anyway, I managed. I went to Sunday morning. The Suruta called one by one. Maya Krishna Gunasekaran, come here. Give me your file. Start the vehicle. While fastening the seat belt, I wrongly attached the seat belt to Suruta side. The Suruta got very angry. Inta maafi malum the driving? You don't know? Still you don't know about how to wear the seat belt? Yalla ro madrasa. He told me that go training for 3 days. I went to 3 days training. After 3 days, again come to main test. Maya Krishna Gunasekaran, call. Give me your file. Start the vehicle. This time I won't wear correctly the seat belt, but I was looking for the clutch. Suruta asked, what you are looking for? Sir, clutch was not available. Inta maafi malum the automatic car. Sorry, sir, I was trained in manual car. I don't know about this one. Ro madrasa. Again, 3 days training. The final test, after 3 days, final test. the same Fruta. Maya Krishna Gunasegaran. I went there. This time he didn't tell me to drive the car. He asked me, who is your trainer? Sir, Mr. Abdul Rahman. I want to check your trainer capability. Just to call him. I call Abdul Rahman, the trainer. Start the vehicle. The trainer perfectly he drive and park the car. He said, I hope your student also best in the driving. He didn't tell me to drive the car. Immediately he signed the paper. He said, you are passed, yellow row. Really, I was very happy. I didn't drive the car. I got a license. Once I got the license, I directly come to my manager. I said, sir, I got the license. Manager also very happy. He said, Maya, already you got the housing because management, they decided all villa people will provide the housing. You don't worry. Really, I was on the time over the moon. My dear friend, pressure and stress, what we need exactly in our life. Stress and pressure made me very strong. Stress is good. Pressure is good. If you can hold, the output will be very good. I hope I hold the stress and pressure. That's why I have got housing. Once I got housing, I become a real family man. Over to.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maya. Moving ahead, our fourth speech is L2P3, pathway from understanding your leadership style. Before we call the fourth speaker, may I request fourth speaker evaluator, Toastmaster Roy Jones, to read the objectives of the speech, please.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and girls. Today, my speaker is going to present a level 2 project 3, understanding your leadership style. The pathway selected is visionary communication. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of his primary leadership style. Time allowed 5 to 7 minutes. The speech title is Leadership in Life Saving. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roy Jones. Our next speaker is one of the energetic and dedicated Toastmaster, Associate Consultant in Oral Surgery at King South University Medical Hospital. Toastmaster since 2017. Currently VP Education TAJ Club, past Division B champion and SATAC 2020 semi-finalist. One of the great speaker. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam on stage, and the speech title is Leadership in Life Saving. Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam, the stage is yours.
Code blue, RRT 132, room 3, bed 4. Fellow Toastmasters, my dear friends, are you wondering what this is? This is something, the jargon that we always hear in the public address system back in the hospital. Code blue means that somebody's life is in danger. That's the time where we have to be life savers. And RRT is the Rapid Response Team, a team that is specifically designed in any hospital to cut across all retavism, move to the exact spot where the patient is fighting for his or her life and save the patient. Being a Toastmaster for the last 4 years and not last the 104 years like what our TMOD misspelled, I'm only a Toastmaster in 2017 and not 1970, jokes apart, for these 4 years, I've always been wondering, why should I be a leader being a medical professional? All my job is to save my patient from pain, treat their ailment, and probably once in a while run across the hospital to save a life. Is really leadership necessary in life saving? This was the big question. I even thought, reflecting myself, why should I be in an organization where leaders are made? Probably I should stop worrying about being a leader and start focusing only about communication. But then there was an eye-opening article which I came across recently. At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, there was an article that I read in the British Medical Journal written by Claire Jean, a psychiatrist by profession. And she said that leadership is also important in life saving. She said the word lead for a medical profession simplifies 4 important things. The first one is leading with care. The second one is evaluating information. The third one is accountability. And the fourth one is developing capability and capacity. It was indeed an eye-opener. Let me take a scenario. Where would I lead with care? When I have a distress situation, for example, I have 5 or 6 patients who are in pain at the emergency, I have to lead my way with care, triage who is at more severity, and I have to go ahead and treat them first. And I have to delegate the others to take care of the remaining patients. Evaluate information. Information is the most important thing that we have studied as medical professionals. We take history, we look at the examination, we go for investigations like blood tests, x-rays and everything. All of this information is what is going to give us the small thing called diagnosis. One misstep in evaluating information, the diagnosis goes wrong, and then finally you can say the doctor successful, patient failure. Unfortunately, we never do that. And the third thing is accountability. As a medical professional, you're not talking about a machine. It's not a machine like a car or a television or even a smartphone. You're talking about lives. So every action that we make, we are accountable. And every action that my subordinate makes, I am accountable as the physician. So this is also an important thing. And then finally, developing capability. So as a medical professional, it is not just that I learn and leave behind. It's more important what I leave behind after I have learned. I have to train my subordinates, my peers, my colleagues, even my juniors. If I don't tell the staff nurse what to do next, then everything is a mission. Indeed, an eye-opener that why I, as a medical professional, should know about leadership and know how to be a good leader. Yet another interesting aspect that I learned in that article is that there are at least 4 traits or 4 leadership styles that are positive and 2 leadership styles that could be negative as you practice in the medical setting. The positive ones, according to them, are the visionary leader, one who sets a vision and encourages his team to follow. And then the coaching leader who trains his subordinates, peers, and colleagues to do well, do great things. The affiliative leader who actually owns up all the ownership or the rewards and appreciations to his team more than to himself, and the democratic leader who always takes the opinion, values the opinion of all his team members. Of course, you could also have some negative connotation, as I told you, with a pace-setting leader who says, no, you have to do this, you have a target, you have to finish 4 patients today. And the commanding type of leader, no, you have to do what I say, don't administer the drug that you feel is right, what I know is right. So these could be the negative things. So after reading all of this one, I came to a real life scenario, thankfully. I was attending a training where we save patients for advanced cardiac problems. Imagine a patient who's going to a heart attack in the emergency or in a hospital setting. There is something called as advanced cardiac life support. So we had to do a role play. I was assigned as the team leader. There was one of my team member who was in charge of chest compressions. Another team member was in charge of giving drugs. And a third team member was in charge of giving the airway, that is the oxygen. So I had to orchestrate what these members were doing. This is where I applied my lead principle. Leading with care. I know that I have a patient who's suffering. and I have to treat and save that patient. Then evaluate information. I have to take the information not just only by looking at the monitors and what I know, but also from my team members. And I was accountable for the life of that patient. And then I had to develop capability. I had to tell when my team member was doing something wrong. And all of this, I had to also correct them whenever they did something wrong. And also I had to appreciate them for whatever that they did right. After all this, we were able to save the patient. Thankfully, it was not a real life scenario, but was only a training exercise. At the end of it all, I just went up to the trainer and asked, hey, why do you think we should all practice this? Because we know all of this, and why are you asking us to do it every year as a competency assessment? And she had a simple answer to say, leadership and works like these, where you save lives, are not something that comes in a panic situation. The more you practice, at least you will perform to a certain level in a panic situation. I know that my leadership style, based on my life experiences, is a democratic leader. I had always accepted what my mom said. I always tell my wife, honey, what you say is right. And now I'm doing that to my daughter as well. So I accept everything in good spirits. But I know now that as a medical professional, I should not just be democratic. I could be the visionary leader. I should be the coaching leader, the affiliative leader. And sometimes I have to be also the pace setting and the commanding leader. My dear friends, I always tell my students one thing, that medicine is not mathematics. 1 + 1 could be 2 in mathematics, but 1 + 1 could be even 0 in medicine. So it is never one size fits all as a medical professional. So I know that I'm a democratic leader, and thanks to that article and thanks to that wealth of information that I got as a Toastmaster, I know about the different leadership styles, and I shall apply my rational thought to given that leadership style as the situation demands. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. Moving on to the next speaker. Before we call for the next speaker, may I request the fifth speaker evaluated, Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai, to read the objectives of the speech.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters. My speaker today, he's doing his path completion speech in dynamic leadership path. The objective of this project is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of his or her growth during the completion of a path. The timing, 10 to 12 minutes. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai. This speaker is a veteran Toastmaster, a soft-spoken person with kind gentleman approach. One of the senior most member of Toastmasters fraternity in Riyadh and Saudi Arabia. He has been passionate member of Toastmasters since the past 23 years and was one of the members who played an important role in the formation of District 79. He has been chartered member, mentor, and past president of TAJ Toastmaster Club. And he was instrumental in achieving the presidential distinguished status of TAJ Toastmaster Club during his tenure. He was a past area governor of Area 4 and a past division governor of Division A. He has mentored lots of Toastmasters to win speech contest. Overall, we can say he is a Toastmaster guru. Please help me welcome DTM Sridhar SR on stage And the speech title is Reflection. DTM Sridhar, the stage is yours.
Point of order. Timer, Toastmaster Jabbar Ali, you will continue as the timer or you want to break for prayers?
I will continue, Toastmaster Sundar.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for this, your generous introduction. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. As I reflect upon the great journey I had in completing the path of dynamic leadership, first of all, I've completed the old syllabus. So now I was wondering what are these pathways. So I was trying to adapt to the change. First, I had a little bit of resistance, but later on, when I dived into it, I really felt that I could learn more and more and more and hone my skills every time. I was one. So when I took the test, self-test, and the questions, what was that I learned? I got dynamic leadership, I got effective coaching, and visionary communication. I said I would take dynamic leadership. I took this part. Then I just went through the pathways. It was really, there are 5 levels which I passed through. First level is mastering the fundamentals. Put it this way, it's in my own language, I'm doing mastering the fundamentals. Even only foundations. If your foundation is strong, then only we can really communicate well and lead well. So now, when I went through all the levels in a very different manner, I felt there's a huge knowledge to learn and apply. So in the first part, it was really an eye-opener for me. I said I knew all these things, but then when I really started practicing, I thought I had to really work on it and grow. The sky is the limit. For example, the fundamental. First, you start with an icebreaker. It looks very simple, but then giving an icebreaker again after giving so many of speeches is itself a challenge, because we have to bring the same thing we have to say in an innovative manner. Otherwise, people get bored. That's that thing I got, and then each of the projects we learn how to for the newcomers. I would say it is that all the fundamentals are there in this level 1. So you know how to script it, how to write the speech, then how their opening, how it should be a body, then a conclusion, and how to research any topic. We have to do a research and use all those attributes to communicate well, to use a vocal variety, body language, and gesturing, which should be congruent. So all these attributes are there. So once we start giving a speech, then we have to give the same speech again after taking the feedback. So that was really a new thing. We always feel whenever I give a speech, oh, we could have done this better. I could have done that better. Even after giving the speech again, you still feel we could have really fine-tuned that message well. So what happens is that our craving to improve ourselves is growing. So then when I gave the speech, we gave feedback, then again they gave feedback, we again tried to improve our speech. But then I thought, really, we are growing as a speaker. And all these things are learned in the first level. And I was really looking forward to giving my other speech. So it took some time for me to finish the level 1. But then I was really geared up to finish the level 2 and level 3. So level 2 is what? Level 2 is it's trying to learn a bit of more of interpersonal skills. Put it this way. See, when you learn, you may be an expert, but if you cannot communicate well, communicate the message well, so what happens? it will go waste. I may be a great leader, but if I do not know anything about myself and my style of leadership is incongruent with the audience, what happens? The results are not there. At the end of the day, are we producing the results? Whether it's company, whether it's home, we have to produce the results. So now in that, what I was saying that we have to reflect upon ourselves. What is our communicating style? What's our leadership style? So when we go deep into ourselves, we find out this, then we really understand. Like Stephen Covey said, understand and then be understood. So it really helped me a lot to introspect. And afterwards in the office or anywhere, I'm aware how to behave properly, how to talk properly, and where these leadership styles are. I'll give you an example. For example, the other day, one of my assistants, he was not, he just came home from a very, he had a bad day that day. Early in the morning he came. The moment I saw him, I just pounced on him and told him, what is this? Have you finished this task? I've told you yesterday. But he literally he flared up in a different manner. He said, see, I'm so busy, you see, why can't you do, and other things and all. Then I realized, although he may be your assistant, but we need to understand where he is at, understand, and then communicate properly. The next day, same thing, similar situation happened. I should understand, I should empathize with him. I said, we have to finish it, we got deal with that. In a way, I told him immediately he came down. These are really helped me in leadership and communication style. It will really impact people. Second is that the other one is now the mentoring. So we have mentors from young days, we have mentors, and we have also been mentored. So in Toastmasters, my mentor was my dad and all those people around me. I had always looked upon mentors. So in Toastmasters, I've been mentored by Horace Cavanagh, Janaki Prasad Patnaik, Matthew Skurian, and so many people, world champions. I used to look upon them. Learned. So when I learned all those skills, when I traveled to Denver, I met a lot of people. So that I started giving as a prodigy what was my experience, and what I wanted, I will give to people as a mentor what we require. So I'm really honored to have great mentees like Roji Matthew, Sherin Joseph, Sunny Kuruvela, Dr. Sundar, maybe a few, to name a few. But I'm working on it, helped my mentoring skills also. And I started reflecting upon that. The third thing, and the more I went deep into the pathways, I found there are a lot of elective subjects, but we have to choose only one. I was wondering, what is this? Maybe next time I'll use those. So one more thing I found out was that in different pathways, some of things are common. So I said, why we repeat? Then I realized the more we do it, the more expert we become. The third was about third path is about strategic leadership. Why? We know to communicate. Now that I know to communicate, now that I know to lead, but how do we negotiate a deal? Negotiate the right thing. So I did it, but now how we communicate, how did we negotiate? I mean, this develops your leadership skills, being a dynamic leader. Then I chose the elective as connect to storytelling, because at the end of the day, the audience always likes storytelling. You give a message, make a point, give a message, make a point, give a message. But how? That I really learned from my mentors, and to how to use a dialogue. When I put myself in that position, it automatically comes naturally. The storytelling skills really got honed after that. And I started using the same storytelling skills in the next parts. Right? Building skills. Okay, building skills. How do we manage change? That was a skill, that was an event happened a long time back for me. But yet I was not able to tell it to people in a proper manner. So I said, but now in this project, after I gained all these skills, I could really tell how the Oracle implementation, what were the obstacles, and how did I communicate with those people and what was the resistance and how did I motivate them. These are all, and my evaluator also liked that. So I felt I had grown as a speaker, as a storyteller. Then now I have been a VP education and everything. Then I chose but yet I managed the online meeting that I chose an elective, and there's a lot of plethora of electives were there. And I was wondering how I wanted to do all the take all the electives, but yet I thought whenever next time I repeat the project, I'll take another elective in a different manner. Then finally was the level 5. You become an expert. Expert with what? Lead in any situation. So that was a great challenge which I had done a long time back. So that skills of storytelling was also again brought up in me. I honed that skills, and how we had to manage a very difficult tennis match, and we won, and another in getting a world champion and doing all those things. So those was a different scenario which I felt I could tell better and keep the audience in spellbound. This is what I felt. This is how I learned. Then managing a voluntary organization. This was another in that level 5. So I've been managing so many organizations, but now voluntary organization, far better than a Toastmasters organization. I was a president. How did I do that? But all those challenges I could narrate very well, and how the district was formed. So these are all really honed my skills. Finally, what I felt was that having learned so many things, I have craving to know, and I love pathways heavily. Now I started loving. The more I learn, the more I become better. The more I apply. That's what is in pathways. As Isaac Newton asked, somebody asked Isaac Newton, when he was in the seashore, he said, now that you've discovered everything, invented everything, now you must be feeling on top of the world. Isaac Newton said that, I feel like a child playing with a few bubbles or pebbles with a vast ocean of sand to be explored. So I love pathways and so many things to be explored. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Sridhar. Now the first session of our meeting completed, and it's the time for voting. Mr. Timer, can you please check all the speakers are qualified?
Toastmaster Ibrahim and Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam not qualified. Other speakers are qualified.
Thank you.
I'm sharing the voting link in your chat box. Please vote using the Google Forms link.
In the meantime of voting, let me continue with some tips of how can be happy and healthy during the time of pandemic period. Number 1, stay connected. During pandemic, most of them have work from home, as you all know that. And the physical distance does not mean we have to be distanced emotionally or socially. Find creative way to stay connected with your family and friends, co-workers, especially when you feel alone or seen that others might be in need. How can we connect it? Call by phone, send WhatsApp message, or arrange a Zoom meeting with your friends or your family members. Number 2, take care of yourself. It is important to take care of yourself at all times. But even more so during stressful time. If you have a full cup, You can pour yourself to this. How to helping to them or giving some advices. Manage with some meaningful time with the others. This is the way we can take care of yourselves. Going ahead, now we have our vibrant table topic session is coming up. Today's table topic master is our none other than Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. Doctor, could you please explain the objectives and timing? Because today we don't have the evaluator for the table topic session.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. So we will be going to the table topic session, but it will be a bit different today. It will in fact be a table topics medley rather than a regular table topic session. So the idea behind that is to accommodate an extra speaker so that we are able to complete our projects, and also to facilitate those members who want to go for a prayer break. So we have actually, this session should have started at around 8:15, but we had some delays and now we are starting at 8:40. But still we would go for a very short session. Probably by 8:50, we will go on with the general evaluation session. So what is this table topic medley? So basically, I'm going to throw a topic to any one of you. I request all those members who are interested in doing this table topic medley, please turn on your videos and get ready to it. It's going to be a fun session because impromptu speaking is all about fun. And how could a meeting be propitious without the impromptu speaking session? Fine. So for this session, because we have a short time, I'm just going to set a new rule. We'll just ask members to speak for 1 minute, and I'll be your timer as well. I'll just show you the screen on my virtual background blur. Yeah, I'm removing my virtual background blur. Can you able to see this now? Yes, the green, yellow, and red. Fine, great. So 1 minute, you'll see the green light. At 1 minute and 15 seconds, it'll be yellow, and 1 minute and 30 seconds, it'll be red. So don't cross the red light. So there is going to be no qualification or disqualification. There's going to be no voting. There's going to be no evaluation. It's just simple talk about the topic. But what is the medley? I'm going to throw a topic to somebody, and after that person finishes speaking, he's going to throw a topic to another person. Okay? So if you want to take time preparing your topics, you can just take 30 seconds to select a topic and keep it ready in hand, so that after you speak, you have to throw the topic to any person, but don't give the topic back to the person who gave it to you. Okay, fine. So are you ready? So we'll just take 10 more seconds so you can actually gear up your mind to prepare a topic. An easy tip that I can say is, like, you can select a topic related to the theme of the day, or you can ask a question from what you spoke. You spoke about something that could act as the keyword for the topic for the next person. Fine. So we see 7 persons, including me. So I'm just going to skip off. Toastmaster Jijo was showing his video, but he went away. Toastmaster Jijo, you cannot escape. Okay. For the first topic, okay, I'm going to call the person. Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir. Okay. The topic is, if health is lost, something is lost. If happiness is lost, everything is lost. I'll repeat the topic. If health is lost, something is lost. If happiness is lost, everything is lost. Time starts now.
Health. Without health, we cannot do anything. It's all depend on our health. We call it health is wealth. We all living to maintain our health, our family health. For a better living, we all need healthy. Nowadays, especially the new generation, it's very health conscious. For an example, we can take the Saudi life. For the past generation, You can see the Saudis are very fat. Nowadays, the health centers, the gyms, recreation clubs, a lot compared to last generation. So what I want to say, health is wealth. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Okay.
Now I need to throw the topic.
Yeah, you have to throw a topic to anybody, not me. Okay.
Okay. My topic, dreams and ambition. Toastmaster Sunil Edukula. The stage is yours.
Please unmute Toastmaster Sunil. Please unmute.
Once again, good evening to you all. Wow, it's a nice question. What's your dream and ambitions? Once Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, you have to dream bigger, then only you will get little bit. Same way, I was always dream bigger, bigger, bigger. But at the end, I will get only little bit. Basically, I was a male nurse. But now I become HSC professional. Now I'm working as a HSC health and safety professional. It's gradually happened. It was not my aim or my dream to work as a HSC person. But now my ambition is to become a HSC manager. For that, I'm looking forward, and I already discussed with my mentor also, how can I get the NEBOSH diploma and all. So my ambition is to pass NEBOSH diploma in future. Maybe if I pass NEBOSH diploma, I can be a HSC manager in any of metro projects or in other country, or in my future I can make it a little bit bigger ambitions, like get more big cars, big house, more lot of plots, whatever like that. All these things come up. So this is my plan, and this is my ambition. And back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Please, you have to throw a topic to somebody.
Yes, sir. I will throw the topic to Toastmaster Karthik. Toastmaster Karthik, how you can develop your leadership quality as you are a quality manager in ceramic company?
I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, a warm good evening to everyone. It's a good topic, how to develop my leadership skills. Yeah, that's what I have joined in Toastmasters in order to develop my leadership skills. Even though whatever I have studied in the books, even I have completed my course in ISO standards, even though I need to improve my leadership skills. So therefore, Toastmaster is helping a lot, even though in my daily activities, meetings, and my audits, everything. Even though we can develop our leadership leadership skills more and more by practicing. Hello, back to the Toastmasters. And my topics, I have to be through Mr. Salahuddin. All that glitters are not gold. Mr. Salahuddin, my topic is all that glitters are not gold.
We cannot hear you, Toastmaster Salahuddin. We cannot hear you. No, are you connected to a Bluetooth microphone or something? No, you're not audible. Although your audio is connected, but I think you have to check which audio is connected. If you're using a laptop, you can go for the integrated microphone or something like that.
Sorry, point of order, can you try now? No, sorry, no.
You have to check in the audio settings. Near the microphone, there is actually an arrow. If you click that, you can select the microphone. You're not audible, Toastmaster Salahuddin. Toastmaster, if you don't mind, Toastmaster Salahuddin, Toastmaster Karthik, you could select somebody else. Topic. We will do the same topic, but you can throw it to anyone else.
Yeah. As my mentor, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi. Mentor, my topic is all that glitters are not gold.
Yes. Friends. I have so many friends. They always call you. Hi, Jijo, how are you? But during this COVID times, here you need some support from some people. Are they with you? Not all your friends are the friends who are really your true friends. I feel the person who is with you, that's real gold for me. Friends, fellow Toastmasters, all that glitters is not gold. This pandemic season, you have felt it. I have felt it. And most of us have felt who is dear to us. Who is your real friend? Try and think who is with you, who is not with you. Now, who is caring for you, he is gold. That is what I have the message for all of you. So, I would like to share an instance. One of my friends, he rarely calls, but he came to know that I was in need of something. And he called me, Jijo, if you need something, please call me. I said, no, it's all right, everything's fine. But he knew I needed something really badly. And so he called, just tell me, I am at your doorstep. Let me know what you need. I will get it right away. And he went to the market and he got something what I needed, which I wasn't now, not in a situation where I could go out. Thanks to that real friend. It is gold for me. I wish all of Tajians have such friends, and that will really make your life beautiful. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jijo. Can we go for one last topic before we move on? Yeah, you can.
I think yes, because it's really interesting. I should go for one more.
Yes, Toastmaster Jijo, please throw the topic to anyone who has not spoken before and not me.
My topic is to Dr. Mahesh Pillai. Dr. Mahesh Pillai, have you tried something new during this COVID-19 pandemic season? I repeat, have you tried something new during this pandemic season?
This pandemic has changed the whole world and has changed me as well. My concept of work. When I came to training and consultancy work, I thought I need to stay in one place or visit the companies and do the job. But as soon as the pandemic hit us, we are afraid that our training center will be closed down and we'll find it difficult to pay the employee salaries and to get our salaries as well. So we changed from offline mode to online mode, and which help us to reach not only our learners from different parts of Saudi Arabia, but the learners from different parts of the world. And now I changed my way of work. I'm thinking to change the way I work. I'm planning to do something which I can do 100% online, which allows me to travel my passion, and I can work and get the money as well. So this pandemic has taught me very positive things, which changed my way of thinking, which helped me positive, which helped me to change or provided me some positive insight on how I can manage my travels and my work. Dear Toastmasters, every obstacle, there is an opportunity. Grab it, and you can be successful. Back to the Vice President Education. I hope it's the last topic.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I hope you all enjoyed this session. So just to be a little bit different and also to save time, so we were planning this session. So it could be done in different ways. So sometimes it is like there is a medley where you talk from where the previous speaker left. It could be all about anecdotes and stories and things like that. So this is just an initiative which we were discussing. I was discussing, in fact, with Toastmaster Joe to make the meetings more interesting and lively for our members. Okay, so with this, I come to the conclusion of this table topic medley session. Kudos to all the speakers who spoke. And I believe those who did not speak were all thinking on their feet, what could be the question? Could I be the next one? And I hope they were really geared up to that one. And next time we will switch the opportunities. Thank you very much. And with this, I hand over the lectern back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sunil. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Doctor. It was a very great session. And let's give him a big round of applause. So at this juncture, we complete our second part. This is a table topic session. Before giving to the lectern to the general evaluator, I will complete the third and fourth tips of pandemic period, what we can do for health and healthy and happy. The third one is always remember COVID-19 safety. Maybe you all know about that. What we need to remember the COVID-19 safety. First of all, we have to wear the mask and wash your hands frequently. Stay home if you are sick. Maintain social distance. Minimize the shoppings, physical shoppings, and try to buy the things in online. And the fourth one, build and maintain the good health and bring up your immune system. How we can that? As I told before, we have to sleep at least 7 hours a day. Drink plenty of water. As we all know that we are in Ramadan month, and all my Muslims friends in the evening time and the night time take lot of water to make balance that the time which you are not eating or drinking in the daytime, and do the exercise daily and eat good food, at least half a cup of vegetables and fruits and other cereals and everything. So these are the way we can keep our health happily. And now this is time for the general evaluating time. So I'm going to give the lesson to the general evaluator, none other than Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai, our president. Toastmaster Mahesh Pillai, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil, the Toastmaster of the evening. In the general, we have two segments. There is no table topic evaluation. So I'll have the speech evaluation, and then we'll have the meeting leaders report, and also I'll provide my evaluation of the entire meeting. As we are running short of time, I'd like to call a first evaluator. Toastmaster Manas is here.
I think we can start with Toastmaster Nandu and then proceed.
Okay. To evaluate our second speaker, Toastmaster Abdul Latif Salahuddin, is Icebreaker Speech. We have an evaluator who is a certified management accountant from IMA USA, associate member of Institute of Cost Accountants of India, working in Hoshan Group of Companies as financial planning and analysis manager, residing in Riyadh the last 10 years with a wife and 2 kids. He's a club secretary, Area 6 finance manager, and club coach of Diplomatic Toastmasters Club. Let me invite Toastmaster Nandu Kotarat to evaluate the icebreaker speech of Toastmaster Salahuddin. Toastmaster Nandu, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Mahesh Pillai, General Evaluator, for a generous introduction. My dear fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and my dear friends, a warm good evening to you all. Yes, Salahuddin, what a great speech you are doing. It was amazing. Congratulations for completing your icebreaker speech today. Give him a round of applause. What is required for a prepared speech? What are the contents? All ingredients and spices added properly in your speech. You had a great guests. All your guests are related to your topic and what you are saying. And you utilize the stage properly. I like the way of your presentation and confidence level. Normally, when the new speakers come to the stage, they may have shivering, but your confidence level was excellent and awesome. The speechcraft was well organized. It had an attention-grabbing introduction, nice transition, and memorable conclusion. What a great speechcraft you have. Everything was perfect, and the speech was excellent. The way you transmitted was awesome. But still, there is some areas you can improve to become a great speaker. The first of all, I feel your voice clarity. I think there are some technical glitches in between your speeches. So I couldn't hear properly your speeches in some areas. Maybe you are using this Bluetooth device, there is the issue. The second thing is your stage usage. Always the stage movement should be purposefully. So if you like say, if you are saying like your childhood activities, you can use one side, and then the next topic you can move a little bit to the right and you can speak, or you can use the middle, but try to avoid the back and front and back. You are going back, that means something you are saying about the negative things, you can utilize the back side. Overall, the speech was perfect. I have these two suggestions. One is your voice clarity. The second thing is the stage movement. Apart from this, your speech was excellent. You had a great job, and best wishes to your next speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nantu. Toastmaster Manas, are you ready for the next evaluation?
Yes.
Now to conduct the evaluation of level 3, project 3 from Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikar, we have another amazing evaluator. He's a training manager for Duncan KSA, Vice President Public Relations of TAJ Toastmasters Club, Area 6 Program Assistant Program Quality Director, Club Coach for PSC Falcon, stays in Rauda, Riyadh with his family. Now let me invite Toastmaster Manas Al-Bukhari. Toastmaster Manas, the virtual stage is yours.
Think better to live better. That was what my speaker today said about his proactive speech. What a fantastic scripting, I would say, with the entire contents of any Toastmasters speech criteria included. It had an awesome beginning, a very great body with a story, a personal story, and a very good conclusion with a call for action. The speech was absolutely present. He's talked about how we can make ourselves proactive so that we don't end up in situations, tough situations. He gave us some tips even to breathe before we take actions or before we respond spontaneously. It's very difficult, even though it's very easy to say. I make big fightings with my parents just because maybe the tea is not sweety enough, or the food would be a slightly on the higher salty note. I don't take time to breathe, and then I just react spontaneously, which is the root cause for all the problems. And that's exactly what our speaker tonight was telling, that we need to think, act proactively before we take decisions in our daily routine. He also told about his singing story. I would definitely love to see those videos. If I were you, I would have posted one of that songs in this speech to share, and I would have started that speech itself in such a manner that the entire audience would listen to one of your songs, and I would have rephrased the entire speech in such a manner that the story comes first, and then the message, and then a call for action, which would have been, I would have done it in that manner. I always do a story first and then attract the audience completely and then give my key message so that everybody's attention is attracted. and as to see, we can see that a very professional Toastmaster in you, the way you speak, the language you have, the accent which you use, it's all fantastic. Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Kharjikar, you are blessed in that manner. What you need to understand also is to look at the way you feature yourself in the screen. Now, if you can see me completely, if you go back to the YouTube recording, you will see that your face is cut. We are not able to see you completely. The way you did, when you fell down, it was amazing. You know, all those small things make a big impact on our audience, is what I meant to say. Overall, it was a fantastic job done. You did serve the purpose, and I look forward to hear more speeches in a better style, in a better scripted manner, inshallah. May God bless you for that, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manas, for that amazing evaluation. Now to conduct the evaluation of our next speaker, Level 3, Project 3 of Toastmaster Maya Krishnan, we have yet another leader. He's a ceramic engineer by profession. He's working in Saudi Ceramics from 2004. He's the current Vice President membership of TAJ Toastmasters and current CSR Manager for District 79. And he's also a Triple Crown winner. Let me invite our dynamic leader, Toastmaster Jijo Kochi, to evaluate Toastmaster Maya Krishnan's speech. Toastmaster Jijo, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Anything's possible if you have enough nerve, says J.K. Rowling. And indeed, we have seen that tonight in Toastmaster Maya Krishnan's great story. Thank you, Toastmaster Maya Krishnan, for that pleasant story to keep us engaged for the entire 7 minutes. You are the master of storytelling. That was the objective of the speech. You have met it really well. It serves the objective. Your key strength is humor. Was it not evident in every section of the speech? For learning, for instance, for driving, it's not 15 days, but 150. You kept us guessing, and it was fun all around. You engaged the audience by questioning them. And the conversation, story with a conversation in it, made it more beautiful. Going ahead, as I analyzed your speech, you gave a great opening in line with your title, The Family Man. A man who doesn't spend time with the family is not a real man. For a moment, I thought about myself. I hardly spend time with my family. Thank you for that reminder. And then you gave a story about your problems you faced with your wife, your conversation with your wife, and the driving lessons. We all felt connected. Because I felt as if I'm in the same boots when I went for my driving school. Great storytelling and great connectivity, and you connected us all with this and kept us engaged with the humor. If I were to give you a few tips to take this speech or this saga to a better level and to take you, could make you cross the division contest next year, which you'll work on, a few things. You start with the conversation between you and your wife and you and the shurta, the policeman. Rather, just a small voice modulation there between you and the policeman would have made a different feeling. And stage moment, I rather would have said, just characterize yourself in one place. Maya Krishnan in one side, and the policeman, you could have kept him in one location only, rather than changing places. That would have made it more clear with the characters. And finally, a body and conclusion. Your conclusion, you started at red, which gave you very less time to conclude. Overall, great speech, great humor, with this proper conclusion and stage moment, you are the best speaker in the entire district. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jijo, for that generous a detailed evaluation. Now we have another evaluator to evaluate the level 2 project 3 of Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. We have an evaluator who is an assistant manager at Interplus company, living in Riyadh for the last 17 years, completed 2 paths in Pathways mentor program, event manager for Division B, is a member of TAJ Toastmasters since 2018, Vice President Education of Grand Professionals Club, Club Coach, Diplomatic Toastmasters Club, and he's looking for well-development in public speaking and leadership. He is a man of perfection. He likes to make everything perfect in any task he takes. Let me invite Toastmaster Roy Jose to evaluate Toastmaster Dr. Sundar's speech. Toastmaster Roy, the virtual stage is yours.
How the leadership styles save the life of a person? A different thought. I was so interested to hear from my speaker. From the beginning till the end, he propitiously explained all the aspects of a leadership styles within his professional life. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests, very warm good evening. And a special thanks to Toastmaster Dr. Sundar for doing propitious project on understanding your leadership style. You started with the hospital announcement by RRT. That was catchy indeed, because if anything, alerting somebody's life gives some pain in our heart, right? Even a sound of ambulance makes us a small prayer for that life. You engaged all of us with your speech. You said initially you didn't give more importance for the leadership styles and qualities. And then you come across with an article by British Medical Journal written by Claire Chin. That was an eye-opener for you, and understand that leadership is also important for life saving. Then you explained about the 4 important ethics of medical profession, which is also connected with the leadership quality. Then with that, you pointed out 2 of them are positive and 2 of them negative. Exact founding. Now, you connected the topic leadership styles with your own personal and professional life. This reminds us what we are learning is to be implemented in our life also. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, you really flourished your body of the speech, with which you clearly justified what the title of the speech. Great performance. At last, you concluded by proving that your style is democratic style, and why. But at the same time, you confirm that all the leadership styles are important as well, especially in your professional medical life. Your speech was excellent, opening, body, and closing with smooth transitions. As usual, the clarity of the speech was perfect. Now, you have a clear audience awareness and your comfort level was perfect. You are perfect with your gestures and fully engaged with the audience with your personal life experience. Lastly, you delivered an exemplary speech about your leadership styles and the impact of that style on yourself. That proves that you accomplished all the main objectives of the project. However, I would like to mark some humble recommendation which you may consider for your next project. In this speech, you miss your usual vocal variety and timing criteria. And second one, if you add some humor occasion also, it will attract more impact on audience. Overall, your speech was excellent performance, and if you add some vocal variety and keep on timing criteria, adding some humor, it will go to utmost propitious perfection as a champion speaker. Congratulations and all the best, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Roy, for that Amazing evaluation. Now we have the last evaluation to conduct the evaluation of the path completion speech of DTM Sridhar that will be evaluated by myself. Once again, good evening, dear Toastmasters, and especially good evening to my speaker, DTM Sridhar. Reflections. The title of the speech itself reflects what he's going to explain in his speech. What a great opening, DTM Sridhar. You explained your hesitation to start the pathways because you completed a lot of educational paths or educational criteria or say syllabus of the old one, and how you overcome that. And you proceeded the speech in a very systematic way. You explained about your level 1 project. You talk about mastering the fundamentals, how you manage your icebreaker speech because you have to talk the same thing in a different way. And while he explained level 1 project, I hope you have noticed that he was not only sharing his experience, but he was sharing the information to the new Toastmasters, which will help them to get the information. I was seeing that the new Toastmasters were eagerly listening to your speech. You not only reflected your level 1, but you gave a message to the new Toastmasters who joined us. And in level 2, it was trying to learn the interpersonal skills. You talk about your communication skill, leadership skills, and you share a personal experience with your colleague, how this information has helped you in your professional life. And in level 3, a strategic relationship, how to negotiate, and also in the elective project, you to connect with storytelling. You are a natural storytelling. You attract audience, you attract people with your natural storytelling styles. And I still remember that speech where you talk about the tennis match, because everybody liked to hear stories, and how you motivated your team member, and finally you won the match. And that was a great way of delivering a story. And the last one, you explained about how you manage the voluntary organization. Overall, it was a great speech with a great opening, and you proceeded in a systematic way. You talked about level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you concluded the speech with a story from Isaac Newton. And you caught the attention of the audience from the beginning till the end. And did you see that if I would recommend one thing is you could have added one thing, that how you got the speech ideas, how you develop your speeches. You are an experienced and a highly experienced Toastmaster, and this information would help all of us, our new members, to get speech ideas, how to develop speeches, and that information, if you added, that would have been an additional icing on the cake. Overall, it was a great speech, and with one recommendation on to share how you get your speech ideas, that would have been added more value to the speech. Back to the general evaluator. Okay, now the evaluations are over. As we discussed, there is now table topic evaluation. I'll move to the meeting leader roles. Meeting leaders, we are running short of time. Please make sure that you complete your report within 1 minute. First of all, I would like to call our word master, Toastmaster Needu Pratish, to provide her report.
Point of order, Mr. General Evaluator. We'd like to know if all the evaluators are qualified for the voting.
Sorry, Mr. Timer, all the evaluators are qualified?
For the general evaluation, it's except.
Hello?
Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, except Toastmaster Manaz Al Buhari, all other speakers are qualified. Okay,
thank you so much. Mr. Watt Counter, can you please share the voting link for the best evaluator? And thank you so much. The voting link has been shared. Now I'd like to go while the voting is going on, I'd like to go for the meeting leaders role. Meeting leaders report. As I told you, we are running short of time. Meeting leaders, please complete your report within 1 minute. First of all, I'd like to call our word master, Toastmaster Neetu.
Ms. Gentle Evaluator, the word master Toastmaster Neetu had to leave because of an emergency, but she gave her report. Actually, only 3 people used the word of the day. The first one was by Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar in his speech, and then it was used by Toastmaster Sundar during the table topic session, and then finally by Toastmaster Roy Jose. And Toastmaster Roy Jose was the person who used it multiple times during his evaluation. Back to you, Mr. Gentle Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, and really appreciate you taking over that role as well. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to call our R-Counter, Toastmaster Karthikeyan. Toastmaster Karthikeyan, could you please provide your R-Counter report?
Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Toastmaster Ibrahim Karjikar used R 2 times, well 1 time, so 2 times, and but 3 times. Toastmaster Salahuddin used R 3 times, 2 times, and ir 2 times, but 1 times. Toastmaster Maya Krishnan used R 2 times, 2 times, and ir 3 times, and so 1 times. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar used well 1 time, but 2 times. Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar used R 2 times, 1 times, ir 2 times, and so 5 times, but 3 times. Thank you. Back to the evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthikeyan, for that detailed report. Now I'd like to call our next meeting leader, Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir, the grammarian role.
Once again, good evening. Once again, good evening, all Toastmasters. As a grammarian, I observed some interesting words like rituals, elegant, delicate, craving, and also some codes: stay happy and stay healthy, no pain, no gain, every obstacles, there are an opportunity, and also the definition of lead. I also observed some improper usage. There are some restrictions. There are some restrictions. Without any delay, without any further delay, it will be. I work very hard. I worked very hard, and I called. It should be I called. This is the first time I'm handling the grammarian role. I tried my best. As we said, we learn it by do it. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir. It was a really a great report. Now I'd like to call our next meeting leader, our timer, Toastmaster Jabir.
Hearing me? No, hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Toastmaster Ibrahim, for the prepared speech, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar took 8 minutes 0 seconds, not qualified. Toastmaster Salahuddin took 5 minutes 53 seconds, qualified. Toastmaster Maya Krishnan took 7 minutes 28 seconds, qualified. Toastmaster Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, 8 minutes 20 seconds, not qualified. Toastmaster DTM Sridhar, path completion speech, 12 minutes 5 seconds, qualified. For evaluations, Toastmaster Nandu Kotarat took 3 minutes 8 seconds, qualified. Toastmaster Manaz Al Bukhari took 3 minutes 37 seconds, not qualified. Toastmaster Jijo Kosi took 3 minutes 19 seconds, qualified. Toastmaster Roy Jose took 3 minutes 29 seconds, qualified. Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai took 3 minutes 17 seconds, qualified. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jabir Ali, for the detailed report. Now, I'll provide the my general evaluation about the meeting. We started the meeting 5 minutes late. Sergeant at Arms started the meeting. We then hand over to the presiding officer. Presiding officer announced the winners for the last quarter and introduced the word master and called the Toastmaster of the evening. And one thing that happened is there was last minute we decided to publish our magazine, but it was not included in the agenda, so we couldn't do it. So we did it before the starting of the prepared speech session. So we need to take care to make sure that all the introductions and all these things should be done during the beginning of during the beginning of the meeting. And also one more thing I'll request is like the speakers, we start the meeting 15 minutes early. This is a time where the speakers has to come early and set up their audio and video. And some of the speakers, they are trying to set up the video just before their speeches, and this has delayed the meeting by 1 or 2 minutes. So if you have a speaker role, try to come a bit early and set up everything and make sure that you're ready before your name is called. And all the speakers did a great job, even though we are in Ramadan, we had like 5 speakers. And thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, for accommodating that 5 speeches, and we need the speech completions now. And the evaluators did a fabulous job. They evaluated every detail as per the evaluation criteria for that particular level. Another interesting thing was the table talking medley. It was really interesting and encouraged all the speakers to speak and participate. And thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, for bringing up some innovative ideas. And the Toastmaster of the evening was amazing. He explained all the details, and even though there was some bit delays in between, he managed that. And we are a bit delayed. And thank you so much, Dr. Sundar and other leaders. Even though we are delayed too much, but we managed somehow to finish the meeting or say catch up the time, even though we are a bit late now. With that, I conclude my general evaluation and hand over the lecture to the Toastmaster of the evening. Toastmaster Sunil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Mahesh Pillai, the general evaluator. So, dear fellow Toastmasters, I urge you to all think positively, do daily exercise, eat healthy, work hard, stay strong, worry less, and love often, and be happy and stay healthy. I really enjoyed this meeting, Toastmaster of the evening, for today's meeting, and I am going to return the control for the meeting to our President, Toastmaster Mahesh Pillai. Back to you, President of Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil, for that amazing session. Dear Toastmasters and guests, let's give him a big round of applause. Now, what master, can you share the voting link for the best big 3? Yes, it's already shared.
The 2 links are shared. Please vote for the best meeting leader as well as vote for the best of big 3. There are 2 separate links. Please click them and vote for them.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. And we'd like to get the feedback from our guests. I'd like to call our guest, Mr. Mohammad Iqbal, to provide a feedback about the meeting.
Good evening, gentlemen. Nice meeting you all in this pleasant evening. This is my first time to. Can you hear me?
It's loud and clear.
Yeah. This is my first time to attend a meeting in a Toastmasters Club. Actually, I am into Tamil session. I usually do Tamil speech. The first time I am into the English side. Actually, this is first time to see all the speakers doing well versed in my previous whatever I do in other side. This not this much professional. I really encourage all this professionality here, and I thank Mr. Sridhar for giving me this link and opportunity to join this Toastmasters Club. Thank you so much, and I wish to be a part of this team in future. inshallah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, Mr. Guest, former Iqbal. Our Vice President membership, Toastmaster Jijo, will contact you and give you more information on how to join and all this.
Yes.
And thank you for your amazing feedback. I think we have no more guests. I think the other guest has left early. He sent me a personal message. Mr. Vote Counter, the results are ready.
Just give me 10 seconds. I'm just preparing the slides.
Okay. So dear Toastmasters, we have only 2 more months left, May and June. April is almost over for this program year. So I request everybody to complete 3 parts. Please contact your mentors. They will help you. Please contact the Vice President of Education or any of the ExCom members. They will support you. And if you complete 3 parts, you can get a triple crown pin. You see that Toastmaster Roy, Toastmaster Nandu is wearing that. We got so many people got the triple crown last year, and this year also they got, many of us got the award. And I request every TAJ member to get a triple crown. Only the level 1 and 2, we have more number of speeches. If you go forward, you have like 2-3 speeches in each level, and it's easy. It's not difficult as you think. Once you start speaking or preparing that, you will get the speech ideas. You will get support from all. The most important thing, TAJ is like one family. You can approach any member of the ExCom, not only your mentor. It's better ideally to approach your mentor, but you can, if he's not reachable, or you can approach any of our ExCom members or Vice President Education also to get support. Please complete your pathways or levels as early as possible.
The results are ready.
Oh, thank you.
The best prepared speech. Congratulations, Toastmaster ability. Best meeting leader, Toastmaster Muhammad Shafi. Toastmaster. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. Any other announcements? Thank you so much. Can you please play the national anthem?
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all, and the meeting is officially adjourned. We started late and we are late. We finished only 4 minutes late. Congratulations, all leaders. 4 minutes is nothing. I was thinking that the meeting will be delayed just before we start the table topic. And thank you, Dr. Sundar and other leaders who 5 minutes is, or 4 minutes is not a big number at this stage. What is that, Toastmaster Manas here? We have another member. The bird. Now the meeting is officially adjourned, but The floor is open for any discussions.
Actually, all of you are requested to come and join Gavel Club for our meetings, and encourage the gavels.
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, who joined in last week.
And also, all of you, just we are streaming it live on YouTube, all our meetings, so that it acts as a record. Anytime you can go to the YouTube channel and look back at the meeting. You can see your speech. You can look for areas of improvement. You can see what the evaluator said, and pass it on to all your friends. We need to have 100 subscribers to our channel, so that we can proudly say that youtube.com/TAJ Toastmasters.